Yeah, Madam President, I rise with strong reservations, but within support of the budget.
Please proceed.
Madam President, colleagues, the very difficult decisions we're faced with this year, more difficult than last year, and I want to applaud the chair of the Ways and Means Committee and the staff and the members for facing those tough decisions and working through those hard choices, evaluating the minuses and coming up with a balanced budget to take to conference. I support the process. I do not support the direction, but I am voting with reservations to get it to conference and look forward to being part of that process, and hopefully the budget can be approved so it will get not just my full support, but the support of the community in general. Again, I thank the chair. The chair has been very open with me personally, open door to talk to me and to work out differences on specific items. But for me personally, Madam President, colleagues, the budget is based on some fundamental premises which I do not support. The fundamental premise that a broad-based, temporary, small increase in the general excise tax and revenue is a worse alternative than the cuts and other raids and whatnot, reductions that are contained in this budget. It's based on the premise that the House will not support a broad-based increase in revenue. It's based on a premise that the votes to override a broad-based revenue increase are not there. I prefer a premise based on the bill that we passed last year. Essentially, it's a tax reform measure which raises revenue, dedicates it towards education, takes it off of food, low-income rents. It's a tax reform measure that dramatically decreases the regressivity of that measure. Unfortunately, we have to have a budget to go to conference, and I understand that there's only two ways to balance a budget, through cuts or through revenue increases. And because the revenue increases, in large part, the broadest base revenue increase was taken off the table, we were forced with cuts in money transfers and raids with some revenue increases. I would have preferred a premise rather than the broad-based revenue increases off the table. I would prefer a premise that the Senate could not agree to further reduction in vital services. We've undergone significant reductions over the past year or more. I would prefer a premise that a budget based on the Senate not agree to further cuts or reductions in any programs in our public schools, not agree to any reduction in the economic engine of our future, the University of Hawaii. And while I understand many are standing firm in the House and otherwise in opposition to the broad-based revenue, and I understand we have to balance the budget. I understand we have to get to conference. But at the end of the day, Madam President, colleagues, I will find it very difficult, if not impossible, to support a budget that continues to reduce educational opportunities for our children, continues to degrade the quality of the University of Hawaii, risks causing through neglect further harm to parks and our natural environment, and continues to reduce vital, important services under the guise of fiscal responsibility to our most vulnerable, the mentally ill, the very poor, and those most in need of our safety net. I understand a reservations vote is a yes vote, and I fully understand and respect the chair and the committee's need to get us to conference with a balanced budget. But I feel compelled to cast this vote with deep reservations and a clear message of a willingness to vote no on final reading unless the direction is changed significantly. unless we are absolutely clear in our resolve to restore and make whole our public schools, to end furlough Fridays, and unless we are firmly committed to end the downward spiral of cuts and takeaways from those who are most vulnerable, unless these things happen, I will be unwilling on final reading to support the budget. Thank you, Madam Chair.